right, I've got John and Melody Turner here with us. John and Melody are recent graduates of Down the Leash Service Dogs, and their service dog Jake. Where'd he go? Did he go in the
He
other
went
room?
off with his bone.
He's over here enjoying a bone. All right. So, John, can you tell me a little bit about your military career, real quick? Just a quick. What branch did you serve in, and when did you serve?
I was in the Marine Corps from 65 through 69, and I was in Vietnam in 68 and 69, and that's where most of my medical issues as of today was a result of my tour duty in Vietnam.
You were sergeant.
Yeah. How many tours did you do over there, John?
I did one, and that was plenty. I was a platoon sergeant, and I became a platoon commander when my lieutenant was killed in 68 in Operation Meade River, which was one of the largest Marine operations of the war.
Very good. And Melody, how long have you two been married?
We've been married 51 years.
So
52.
It'll be 52 in November.
And so you guys met obviously after Vietnam, then,
Right.
Yeah.
So you knew John before, or I'm sorry, after he had got back from Vietnam. Then.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And Melody, what do you do for work?
I
Or
was
what
a,
did
I,
you do for
I
work?
was a special education teacher,
All right.
34 years.
And John, what did you do after the military?
After the military, I came home and I worked for a while, and then I went to SIU on the GI Bill, and I got into actually mortuary science. I did that, and I got into farming about at the same time, and I remained a farmer for 40 years, I guess. Um, an operation that we ran up in Franklin County.
Very nice, very nice. And so, John, how did you actually hear about Down the Leash Service Dogs? What was it that brought you to us?
Well, actually, it was Melody. We were looking for someone to help in training Jake, and Jake is a Bernese Mountain Dog and part Poodle, and we got him from a breeder at Arthur, Illinois, an Amish breeder, and we wanted. We've had a lot of dogs in the past, especially on the farm, but we wanted this particular dog, since we were aging, to be well trained. And we Melody was gone out and heard from another trainer about your program, and that's how we ended up in your hands.
Fantastic. And John, how has life been for you since training Jake? I know life was probably pretty hard in the beginning, but since you've got Jake, how has he enriched your life? How has he made your life better?
It's like having a child. He's invigorated me, and with his personality and his learning ability, and the things that he's learned through your program and has developed from the training, not just him, but us as well. He's really helped me, particularly with like PTSD. I have balance issues, and there are certain things that he has warned me about. My hearing is, when I take my hearing aids out at night, I'm just completely deaf. I can't hear anything, and my wife has got a sister in Texas. She has to go down and see periodically because she has cancer. And Jake has developed a sense to warn me whenever alarms go off in the house or at night when I'm sleeping. And that was a big thing. I recognized it when he was doing it, and things like that. He's done several. He has the ability to have several different tasks that really are very helpful in my life, daily life. Plus, my
Yes.
personality's changed.
Plus, he makes us laugh every day.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
he is
does.
a comedian, and he's brought a lot of laughter to our lives.
He is.
So, Melody,
Yes.
let me ask you now. What have you seen? What's the biggest difference that you've seen in John since he's trained his dog?
He's opened up in a way that I'd never seen before. The first 10 years we were married, John wouldn't even talk about Vietnam or what he'd been through. And then as the years go by, he's opened up a little bit with me. But these past 2 years, since we've gotten Jake and gotten in the program, he's opened up so much more about everything he's been through and gotten so much comfort from talking to the other vets and Jake being by his side. I've just seen a world of difference in him.
That's fantastic. That's really good. I'm glad to hear that. So, you've been able to open up a little bit more about things that's happened in your life, and I know I've experienced that with you in class. I remember one day when you actually opened up in front of the entire class, and it was at that moment that I could see there was like a light bulb that came on, and like a big relief, I think, that came off your shoulders when you were able to share publicly with things that's happened to you. And I was really proud of you. That was a proud moment for me as a trainer and as a person who runs a program like this to see the healing in action. So
Yeah.
I applaud you, John, and I'm so grateful that you guys have been part of this program. And I know I always give you a little grief about being my oldest student, but I've learned a lot from you. And like I've told you before, you guys that went to Vietnam were the reason why I joined the military, and you guys have always been my heroes, and you always will be. And
Appreciate that.
hey, and I'm so happy for you and the things that have happened for you as far as the healing process that's gone on through this program. What if there was anything that you could say to another veteran that's on the fence about possibly getting a service dog? What would you tell him, John?
Honestly, I was leery about at my age. I was worried about when I went into the class and I saw all those young veterans, and it just breaks your heart to know what they has happened to them, like it's happened to my generation. I was just worried about. I didn't want them to think that they're going to be carrying with them this struggle all of their life. And I think of all things, the training that you've done with the veterans, or provided the veterans and my dog, it's lifted me up, and now I don't feel so bad about interacting with the other veterans and letting them know, you can get past it. It takes help, and animals are a heck of a doctor, I'll just tell you. And if they're used properly, they can provide you with a lot of things that ail you. And that's what I really, really appreciated with your program, and the time that you put in,
And the money. We could never have afforded the cost to get Jake trained, or us going through the training with him, with a trainer at the cost.
Yeah, you get a multitask service dog like this, and you're getting up into $30-some thousand, and depending on that disability, it can go up to $50,000 and maybe more now. And young veterans coming out, they can't tackle that. And the VA doesn't provide, service dogs for, the veterans. They either have to get them themselves or get into a program that you've created here in Southern Illinois. And I'll tell you what, it's been a godsend for a lot of these fellows
That's
and
incredible.
women.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I really want to thank you guys for participating in our program. And, the big thing that we always preach at Down the Leash Service Dogs is that, we're family.
Yeah.
So your training never ends and you're never not a student. So you're always with us.
Yeah.
And even though your dog has graduated, we always want to see your smiling faces around.
Yeah.
Because you do
Thank you.
inspire these young veterans. And I
Yeah.
think it's important that we stick together as our camaraderie never goes away, and
Yeah.
Right.
and I think that's what our program brings back, the camaraderie that we were missing when we leave. So, and of course, the sense of mission, and the mission is the dog. So
Mhm.
we are so grateful that you guys were part of our program, and thank you so much for being with us.
And
Oh,
thank
so-
you, Tony.
Yeah, that's
We
the
couldn't have
main
done
thing,
this
Tony.
without you, and we'll
Yeah.
be eternally grateful for
I,
what all
you know,
you've done.
I had a lot of livestock and dogs over the years, but I didn't realize that a certain type dog, could be trained to do all the different things that they can to help a veteran with his health. And they, proper training provides that. And we're so thankful that you've put in your time in to helping all these folks. And I hope it's a long-term thing that will last for a long, long time.
Thank you, John.
You
Thank
bet.
Melody.
Mhm.